You was talking during the board meeting, you done a comparison of free lunch students and non-free lunch students. Why do they do a comparison in that way?
Well, because of No Child Left Behind, it's the law. We have to close the gaps. Traditionally, students who are not on free and reduced lunch perform at a higher level than kids who are on free and reduced lunch. We have a large number of students on free and reduced lunch, and we must lower that gap. We want all kids performing at high levels, not just those who pay for their lunch.
Okay, do the teachers know who these students are?
Yes. We have access to that information. It's kept confidential, and we know when you go into some of our buildings, you can't tell who is and who isn't on free and reduced lunch when you go into a classroom, because we're trying to have high expectations for all students.
The graduation rate, you was talking about, you said you wanted to break the graduation cycle. What is the dropout rate now of Gallatin County High School?
We have reduced that. It's probably about 5%. It fluctuates from year to year, but we have a lot of programs that we put in place to catch those kids early and often. And if you come to the next board meeting, you're going to hear a targeted discussion about dropout prevention. We want to increase our graduation rate. If you look at the number of students in our district who have graduated over the years, you know, when you and I were in high school, I think my graduating class had 54 kids in it. We're right around the 100 mark right now, 100 students. Now, some of that's due to growth, but a lot of it's because we're keeping students longer, and that requires more resources because some of those kids have a lot of needs.
You was talking about growth. People was asked a question before that the school, when they talk about bringing new jobs, new subdivisions into the county, that you spoke out against it sometimes because of the classroom sizes in the schools.
Hargis, I've never spoke out against it, but if someone comes and asks me my opinion, we talk about that. We need controlled growth. We need growth that is well thought. My funding always runs a year behind. If not something explodes upon us, then I don't have space. We're renovating and expanding our lower elementary right now. We've never had full access to that building. We've divided up our library into classroom space. It's never been open. We have put people in closets. We're adding an addition there to get the kids out of the portable units that are out there, early Head Start. We're hoping to open up our whole library. To do that, we have moved third grade over to the upper elementary. So we're creating that space. Will we have space for additional growth? Yes, but it needs to be responsible growth. Just like we all want folks who are going to pay taxes, who are going to pay and carry their share, who are not going to suck resources dry. That either in law enforcement or fire protection or EMS, school district has that same concern. So am I against growth? No, but I want responsible and controlled growth that we can manage.
When you move OVAC into the school system, the teachers and the people that work with OVAC, will they eventually be required to have degrees to work in?
All the people who work in early Head Start have certification or are working towards certification. OVAC is a cooperative that works with us. They actually are not our employees, but we cooperate with them by providing space. They run their own program, and it's all through federal guidelines.
You was talking taxes, growth and growth rate. What has the impact of delinquent taxes in the county been, because where people is losing their jobs or losing homes?
Well, what our finance officer presented tonight, we had actually collected more delinquent taxes than we had anticipated, than we had budgeted. So we were surprised by that. People are finding a way to pay their taxes even if they're late. Folks losing their homes, that's a concern, and it's a concern that is on every board member's mind when they go to set a tax rate. Our revenues continue to shrink. We've made tremendous cuts this year. We anticipate this year being difficult, but we also look forward to next year being even worse as our state funding continues to dry up and our grants continue to go away. We continue to have the same expectations with reduced funding. We have to provide the same services even though the money's not there to do it.
Do you think there will be a tax increase on the people of Gallatin County?
I can't answer that. I haven't even got our assessments yet. We have not received our property evaluation assessments or tax revenue information from the revenue cabinet yet. Once we get that, the board will sit down and they'll take a hard look at that. Look at where we are, look at where we need to be, and realize that the board are advocates for children. We are preparing them for their future and not our past. We have to look forward for them.
A lot of people in the community, they know your name. I know you. I grew up here in the county. I graduated from this school. Would you like to tell people a little bit about your background?
I am born and raised in Gallatin County. I've worked in this school district for 30 years. My own 2 children, I'm starting year 30. My own 2 sons graduated from here. One is a graduate of the University of Kentucky. The second one is a senior at Georgetown College. I grew up in poverty. I was one of the first Head Start class in this county. I know what poor is, but I also know what people who have a vision and want more for their children can do, like my parents did. And that's what I want for these children. I have no children of my own in the district right now, but I have a vision to make this one of the best districts in Kentucky, if not the best small district in Kentucky. Our children are just as bright as anybody's anywhere. We just need to have the resources to provide those opportunities for them. And we're getting better. We're getting better every year. We have the data, we have the test scores to say that. But it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village to educate our children. And our kids deserve the best we can do for them.
How do you prepare students going into graduating high school, going into right now probably one of the hardest times to find jobs? How do you prepare college to enter?
We have to give them a desire for more education beyond our doors, Hargis. It's not enough just to graduate from high school anymore. That might be an associate's degree, going to Gateway or Jefferson Community College. It may be entering the military. It may be getting a bachelor's degree at a 4-year institution. It's getting additional training to make themselves marketable and giving them the motivation and the hopes and the vision to get there.
I will agree with you on one thing. I hated school. Anybody that knew it, I hated school, and people have no idea how important education is. I learned after I got out of high school, I had the opportunity to go to school wherever I wanted. I went and joined the Marine Corps for 6 years, and anybody that's in school, I would tell them education is something that nobody can take away from you.
You're absolutely right. I appreciate you saying that, and we have to sell that. It's not enough just to graduate from high school anymore. It's not enough.
Well, I appreciate you sitting down with us and talking with the people.
I appreciate you being here.
At GC Video News. A lot of people, as I said, has requested we come and do the school board meetings, and I hope that we get to sit down and talk some more. And I do really appreciate it, and I appreciate your all's hospitality you showed us tonight.
Well, thank you.
And I want to thank you all.
It was a nice evening with Renee Cameron's celebration. We have the Kentucky Administrator of the Year in Special Education. That's a first for our district. We're so proud of her. You all don't understand the people behind the scenes that work so hard. And Hargis, we talked about you and how you hated school. We have to find a way to reach those kids who don't want to be here. We got to find a way to motivate them, find their interest and spark them so that they want to be here and then they want to go farther. And that's our goal.
Thank you, and I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you coming in.
I appreciate it.